What's more important here, though, Tom? Is it collusion or is it the money trail? Because if you look at the details of some of these charges here and the fact that, as we've pointed out, there's no sense here at this stage of any collusion, and yet these guys are being hauled in, perhaps, as you said, as leverage for further information here. Does the president have to be concerned about the fact that this probe is following the money, even if not some form of collusion with the Russians in the election?
Well, I think the White House needs to be concerned any time people who are close to the president, including the former campaign chairman, are charged with federal offenses, because that creates immense hydraulic force for these people to give other information to the government that won't necessarily be linked to the particular transactions that we've seen in the indictment, but could hurt the White House in other ways. It is interesting that Mueller was not able to cut a deal with Manafort and Gates before filing the indictment, as he appears to have done in the Papadopoulos case. We don't know whether that means that Manafort and Gates are going to hold the line and not cooperate. We don't know whether it means they just simply have no other evidence to give. But again, time will tell, and I think the next few weeks and months will be fascinating to watch it all play out.
Oh, Tom, that's a great point.
Absolutely. Tom, if you were to be advising the White House, what would you say to it? What would you say to members of the administration? How should they best proceed and position themselves?
I would say the top priority here is to be scrupulously honest and forthcoming with everything that they know about what happened with the Russians. And I say that because what we've seen, and we see this in the Papadopoulos deal, is that he wasn't charged with collusion or with espionage or with treason. He was charged for giving false statements to federal officials. And when you have federal investigators coming in asking you these types of questions, it's absolutely incumbent to make sure that you are truthful and that you get your story right. I think that's the best approach for this White House, because the end goal here has to be to try to get the special counsel to wrap this thing up quickly and efficiently. The longer it's drawn on, the longer you get into issues of false statements or perjury, of evidence concealment, that sort of thing, that doesn't help the White House. They need to get this thing wrapped up so that the country, the nation as a whole, can move on.